Last week, we saw the return of Abdullah the Butcher to RWL's Legends division. This week, Abby is back and set to lock it up one-on-one against the Samoan bulldozer Umaga. A battle of unchecked lunatics. Wait, Don, you say that like it's a bad thing.
The next match is scheduled for one fall, with a 15-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from the island of Samoa, weighing 350 pounds, the Samoan bulldozer, Umaga.
The Samoan bulldozer Umaga, one of the stable of Captain Lou Albano, who has been very prevalent so far in 2026, and that continues this evening. In this matchup with the recently returned Abdullah the Butcher, two over 300-pounders who, well, they are basically just monsters. Well, Myron, what do you think? What do I think? I think I put together a good match. I don't know which one of them is going to win. I'm leaning towards Abdullah because, well, he's Abdullah. But the Samoan bulldozer, he surprised us more than once. We'll just have to wait and see until the final bell what happens.
I'm thinking Abdullah has this one, but like you say, Umaga shocked us more than once before.
His opponent from the Sudan, weighing 360 pounds, Abdullah the Butcher.
The current and reigning Japan 5-star Extreme Champion Abdullah the Butcher, the madman from the Sudan, making his way down to the ring to face Umaga the Samoan bulldozer. And I've got to admit, I think I'm leaning towards Abdullah the Butcher myself, much like yourself. As Umaga, well, while he is intimidating, Abdullah the Butcher is just that much more threatening. And mind you, it's just the standard rules match. Now, if this had been a no-rules contest, I would be for Abdullah all day long. Myron Christie, I doubt that the Samoan bulldozer Umaga even understands that he is on the opposite side of the ring from one of the most dangerous men in all of professional wrestling. The referee sounds the bell, they come center ring, they lock up collar and elbow Abdullah the Butcher. Whips Umaga to the far left corner, there's a chop across the chest, brought out, a rebound off the ropes, and a drop kick right to the side of the head of the Samoan bulldozer. Abdullah the Butcher gets a hold on Umaga again, winds him up against the ropes, and whoa, up and over and out onto the floor goes 300 plus pounds of Abdullah the Butcher. Umaga, all the way up on the top left turnbuckle, 350 pounds, about to come down, double axe handle right across the head of Abdullah the Butcher. The Samoan bulldozer trying to intimidate the crowd here. Abdullah the Butcher drives him into the barricade, takes himself back inside the ring. And Umaga better thank his lucky stars. This is a standard rules match, because if it was no rules, it would have been really bad. Abby being held back by Charles Lucera. Umaga makes his way back into the ring, gets a hold on Abdullah the Butcher, has him up over the shoulders. Wow! Hung him up off the top rope, down onto the mat goes Abdullah the Butcher. Diving headbutt off the rope from the Samoan bulldozer. Umaga flips Abdullah back over again and into a leg lock center ring. No means of egress for Abdullah the Butcher, no ropes to get to. Umaga releasing the hold. The Samoan bulldozer hauls Abdullah by his pretty sizable weight, by his ankle. A throat chop, a left, a right, another throat chop. Down goes Abdullah the Butcher, clutching his throat. Umaga rebounds off the ropes, diving headbutt right into the chest of Abdullah the Butcher. Abdullah rounds it up again, another driving knee into the head. Umaga surprising the hell out of me with this aggressive display against Abdullah the Butcher. Out on the apron with Abby, they're trading shots back and forth. They go back inside the ring. Umaga locks that up with Abdullah the Butcher, gets a hold on him, belly-to-belly suplex from the Samoan bulldozer. Umaga with a clubbing overhand right to Abdullah. Abdullah rounded up over the shoulders of Umaga. Talk about power. Face first into the top turnbuckle goes Abdullah the Butcher, who counters out of the corner. Back to a standing position, charges Umaga, locks him up, knee to the midsection to the Samoan bulldozer. Abdullah has him up over the shoulders, hangs him up the top rope in retaliation. Umaga rounded up again by Abby. Abdullah again escorting Umaga towards the ropes. A hard shot to the back and a choke. Right against the top rope, against the throat of the Samoan bulldozer. Umaga quickly stops him, delivers a disrespectful slap to the face. Has him up and slams him down. Whoa! He bent like a bow. Did you see that? One. But only a 1 count as Abdullah quickly gets back up. Umaga gets the upper hand, slams his head into the far right turnbuckle. Pulls it. Whoa! What power hauled him out of the ring like nothing. Up the middle rope, diving headbutt to the chest of Abdullah the Butcher. And Umaga indicating the end could very well be near for Abby. Umaga gouging the face of Abdullah the Butcher. Goes behind on him. Escorts him towards the ropes yet again. And Umaga, ooh! Wicked strength throat chop. And now, up off the rope, driving all of his weight into the chest of Abdullah the Butcher, trying to cave in his ribs. There's another kick to the leg from the Samoan bulldozer. Umaga repeating the move as Abdullah the Butcher tries to find some safe haven. There isn't one. Whoa! Drove all of his weight into the head of Abdullah the Butcher, into that corner. Umaga rounds up Abby, whips him to the far right corner, rounds him up. Oh! Abdullah just shifting his weight, turning that move into a counter from a front cradle. Abdullah the Butcher, with a hold on Umaga, whips him towards the ropes, into a perfect power slam, dead center ring, a cover, and a hook of the leg. What? Not even a Umaga powering out surprisingly quickly. As he makes his way back to a standing position against the ropes, Abdullah charges clothesline, takes him out over the top rope, out onto the floor. As Abdullah undoes the turnbuckle, exposing the steel, gonna drive Umaga into it if he can. Whoa, mandible claw. Umaga caught in the far left corner by the mandible claw of Abdullah the Butcher, who is definitely hiking up the aggression at this point. Umaga driven into the far right turnbuckle by Abdullah the Butcher. He counters with a knee, gets a hold of Abby, drives him into the corner. And now a blatant choke, literally strangling Abdullah the Butcher in the corner. Down he goes into a seated position. The Samoan bulldozer trying to assert himself yet again, turning the momentum his way as Abdullah rolls out towards center ring. After a foot choke, Umaga gets a hold of him, has him by the throat. There's the Samoan spike, the thumb right into the throat. Here's a pin, a cover, and a hook of the leg. 1, 2. That is about going to do it. Umaga with a shocking win over Abdullah the Butcher.
The time, 5 minutes and 46 seconds. And your winner, Umaga.
As you both pointed out at the outset of this match, Umaga has surprised us in the past more than once and just did it again with an upset win over Abdullah the Butcher, which I would not have credited him with. But that Samoan spike successfully put down Abdullah the Butcher long enough for a 3-count pinfall, and the Samoan bulldozer once again surprising everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in just a moment with more RWL Rage right after the break.